We never thought this day would happen, but it did. The Queen has officially passed away, and rest in peace to her soul. For 70 years she stood strong and represented the monarchy beautifully, and now that she's gone, we really don't know what will happen next. So I did some research, and now I'm here to present the top 10 scary things that will happen with Queen Elizabeth's passing. At number 10 spot, we have the economy will drop. Since the Queen has passed away, many places in the UK will be at a halt for the next 10 days as Operation London Bridge commences. Part of the plan is that London banks and the London Stock Exchange will completely close down. Her funeral will be treated as a national holiday, only affecting their economy even more. It is estimated that Britain will lose a total of 1.2 to 6.5 billion pounds following her passing, but since it just happened, we will just have to see how much it will affect this time. The fact that a whole country will basically shut down its operations for one person is crazy to think about, and if you really think about it, one day of closure is bad already, just imagine 10 days. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe and leave your video suggestions down below, and we'll promise we'll see it. At number 9 spot, we have the nationwide panic. For those who don't know, Queen Elizabeth II is the longest reigning queen to ever exist, with just about 70 total years. So the majority of the people in Britain have only lived their lives with her as their queen, so now that she's passed, it's expected that things will be a lot different. Obviously, I don't believe people will start looting stores and committing crimes, but the fact that the economy is going down and many people will be losing their jobs for the next few days is very detrimental. I mean, when Princess Diana passed away, the public was going crazy. She had even tens of thousands of flowers laid right in front of the palace, as well as people waiting days just to sign her memorial. Who knows what type of public reaction we'll get from the Queen passing away. At number 8, we have the Commonwealth. The Queen is basically the head of all 16 Commonwealth realms. This is just crazy to think about because all of these realms have their own prime ministers, but the Queen, with all of her power, is able to take control of all of it. Now that she passed away, Prince Charles is expected to reinforce his support to all the Commonwealth realms, but let's just say he chooses not to do that. Who knows? For all we know, he could have a master plan to take over all the realms and reinstate the British Empire and become the king of all the places. I know it's pretty far-fetched, but it wouldn't be the first time the royal family did something suspicious like this. At number 7 spot, we have Operation London Bridge. So you've probably been hearing all about the Operation London Bridge, so I guess I'll talk about it a bit in this video. Operation London Bridge, or codename London Bridge is Falling Down, is the plan for all what will happen on and immediately after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. This includes her death, her funeral. However, others believe that the UK government will have a lot more power than this. Others suggest that they'll have the ability to cause blackouts and even censor any type of news they want. So who knows what type of censorship we will see. I mean, I understand this plan is primarily for passing the torch and commemorating her, but I wonder what's happening behind the scenes. At a number 6 spot, we have the royal family tension. As we see in history, we know that monarchies are very unstable because the power goes to certain people, and we know how power hungry the royal family could be. Now, if Prince Charles doesn't take the throne, next in line will be Prince William, and we kind of got a gist of the drama with him recently. I don't need to discuss that in this video. These type of power changes are always bound to cause tension. Like, imagine if Prince Charles didn't take the throne, then Prince William later passes away. This would mean competition amongst his own children. I mean, this is also pretty far-fetched, but hey, history speaks for itself. In the hump of our list, we have the Church of England. When she was alive, the Queen prided herself on being the head of the Church of England, but now that Prince Charles might be taking the throne, who knows if he will retain this status. Anyone who knows of Charles knows about the many controversies and scandals he's been a part of, which makes him a threat to the Catholic Church, meaning an end to the relationship between the royal family and the church. At number 4 spot, we have a social media blackout. Operation London Bridge commences. It's expected that there's a social media blackout that follows. This will not only be enforced by the royal family's major communication channels, but also by the British royal government. They'll attempt to put on hold all unimportant news stories, announcements, and major events. It's also believed that the government websites will only display a black banner. So I'm very curious how this will affect the transfer of vital news to the public. If Britain is not giving news about the Queen, then who is? I just see a lot of misinformation being spread, which is very bad when something this big happens. At number 3 spot, we have Parliament will be recalled. So now the Parliament will be recalled now that she's passed away. This includes both the House of Lords and the House of Commons. If the Parliament is unavailable for whatever reasons, MPs will be expected to make their way back to London wherever they are. Then if the Prime Minister is not in London at the time, they will be asked to be expected to return as a matter of urgency. At number 2 spot, we have buried in a vault. Queen Elizabeth II will be buried in a vault vault at Windsor Castle. This includes the presence of the entire royal household, and there they will host a private ceremony as the Queen's body is descended down the royal vault. All the way at a number 1 spot, we have money will look different. I mentioned the economy and how it'll be affected from all of this, but this point is completely different from that. This is because the order for new money to be issued will come in the UK and all other Commonwealth countries. This is because as the new king, Charles will replace Elizabeth's face on all the coins and notes that she appears on. So if you got some Queen Elizabeth cash lying around, I suggest you saving it right now because it'll only get more rare now. Well, these are the top 10 scary things that will happen with Queen Elizabeth's passing. Rest in peace to the Queen. I hope everything is good in the royal family. I'm your host Andrew, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.